Have you ever felt this? That exhaustion that coffee can't cure and that no night's sleep seems to resolve. A fatigue that comes not from the muscles, but from the soul. This isn't ordinary fatigue. It's a symptom that your energy is vital. Your prana, your chi, is leaking through holes you didn't even know existed. There are silent thieves in our modern lives, feeding on our energy and leaving us drained, powerless to create the reality we desire. In this video, we'll expose the 5 most common energy thieves, and more importantly, we'll forge a shield to protect ourselves from them together. This is a silent epidemic, and I want to know how far our search engine community extends. Leave a comment below right now telling me what city or country you're watching from. Let's create a map of our awakening. And if you're ready to stop feeling drained and start taking back your power, subscribe to the channel, as our journey to energy sovereignty begins now. The first step to building your shield is identifying where the attacks are coming from. Let's start with the vampires outside. The first step to protecting your energy is to map your territory and identify where the leaks are. Surprisingly, the easiest thieves to detect are those that don't live within us, but interact with us every day. They operate in plain sight, disguised as conversations, news, and social interactions. Let's expose the 2 main external energy drains. The first and most powerful are toxic and negative people, which many call energy vampires. Don't picture figures with capes and fangs. Modern vampires are much more subtle and often aren't even aware of what they're doing. They are people who, because they have their own internal energy leaks, connect with others to restore themselves. There are several classic archetypes. There's the chronic claimer, who lives in a cloud of negativity and sees problems in every solution, using their attention as a trash can for their frustrations. There is perpetual victim, who uses her history of suffering to generate guilt and pity, creating an energetic hook that makes him feel responsible for her well-being. And there is the cynical critic, which drains your energy by attacking your enthusiasm and hope with sarcasm and judgment, lowering your vibration to feel superior. The mechanism behind this is sympathetic resonance. Think of 2 tuning forks. If you strike one and bring it close to another that is stationary, the second will begin to vibrate at the same frequency. Similarly, when we expose ourselves to a low vibration energy field, our own field, through resonance, tends to lower to match it. We literally absorb their state. The second major external drain is the psychic pollution, constantly emitted by most media outlets and social networks. The business model of modern media is not to inform, but to capture and retain attention. And the most effective emotions for this are fear, anger, and indignation. The constant consumption of news about disasters, conflicts, and crises overloads our nervous system. Every alarming headline, every furious debate, subtly activates our amygdala and our nervous system. Fight or flight. The body doesn't distinguish between a real threat and one perceived on a screen. The result is a state of chronic, low-intensity stress, a constant vigil that consumes enormous amounts of our vital energy, leaving us exhausted, anxious, and powerless, even if we haven't left the couch. It's a silent war for your inner peace, where your energy is the prize. These external thieves are undoubtedly powerful, but they can only steal our energy because we somehow give them permission. What if the doors to our fortress are being left open from the inside? What if the most dangerous energy thief isn't out there, but in here? This is where the journey becomes truly profound. After identifying the energy thieves that surround us, the most courageous analysis is to turn the mirror inward. It's uncomfortable, yet liberating to admit that the greatest drain on our vital energy often comes not from outside, but from our own unconscious habits and patterns. This is the turning point of self-discovery, where we stop being victims of the world and become masters of ourselves. The first and most common internal drain is the habit of complaining socially. We see complaining as a harmless way to vent, a way to connect through shared frustrations. But on an energetic level, it's a poison we ingest in small daily doses. Every time we complain, we're performing a powerful ritual of affirmation. We're using our creative force, our attention, and our words to energize what we don't want. Each complaint is a decree we send to the universe saying, "This is the reality I choose to focus on. Please give me more of it." Complaining isn't venting, it's energetic self-poisoning. It's using the energy that could build a palace to instead reinforce the bars of our own prison. The second drain operates under the Hermetic principle, as above, so below, as within, so without. I refer to the physical and digital disorder. Your external environment is a direct mirror of your internal environment. A messy house, a desk cluttered with papers, an inbox with thousands of unread emails. These aren't just logistical problems. They're pending tasks silently screaming for your attention, consuming a percentage of your mental bandwidth 24/7. Your subconscious registers each misplaced object as an unfinished cycle. And digital clutter is even more insidious. The hundreds of notifications, the endless feeds, the open tabs in your browser, thousands of tiny voices vying for a piece of your consciousness, leaving you fragmented and perpetually distracted. This clutter creates a constant background noise that impedes clarity and saps your vital energy without you even realizing it. Finally, we come to the most subtle and, without a doubt, the most powerful thief of all: the inability to be in the present. Our mind is like an out-of-control time traveler, and our life energy is its fuel. When your mind is stuck in rumination on the past, you are sending your precious power of now to feed ghosts. You are wasting your life force trying to rewrite chapters of a book that is already closed. Likewise, when your mind lives in anxiety about the future, you're wasting your energy fighting mirages, rehearsing battles that may never happen. The past and the future are realms of impotence. The only point in time and space where you have true power to act, create, and feel is the now. Any energy spent outside the present moment is a direct drain on your creative potential. These internal enemies are formidable, but the good news is that, because they live within us, we have complete sovereignty over them. Now that we have identified the external and internal thieves, our task is clear. We must become the conscious guardians of our own energy field. We must forge a shield. Now that energy thieves, both external and internal, have been exposed to the light of consciousness, we enter the most important phase: action. Consciousness without action is useless. It is in the forge of daily practice that we build our resilience. This is not an act of defense out of fear, but an act of self-respect. You are learning to be the sovereign guardian of your most precious asset, your vital energy. For the external drains, the psychic pollution of the media and the energy vampires, their primary tool is the psychic mirror shield. This is a simple but profoundly effective visualization technique. Before entering a tense meeting someone you know is negative, or even reading heavy news, close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a shiny, polished, mirrored surface forming around your entire energy field, with the mirrored side facing outward. This shield is not an aggressive blocking wall. It is passive and perfect. Any low vibrational energy, judgment, anger, victimhood, projected toward you simply reflects off the mirror's surface and returns to its source without penetrating it. You remain in your center, calm and intact, able to observe the chaos without being consumed by it. You don't need to defend yourself. Your shield does the work for you. Now, for the internal drains, which are the most subtle, we need an inner alchemy. For the corrosive habit of complaint, your tool is the alchemical transmutation. The challenge is to develop the awareness to catch yourself at the exact moment a complaint arises in your mind. In that instant, instead of suppressing it or judging yourself, you act like an alchemist. You take that lead of negativity and feed it into the fire of your consciousness. Pause, breathe, and consciously find a single grain of gold in the same situation. A lesson, an opportunity for growth, or simply something to be grateful for. If the thought is, "I hate this traffic," transmute it to, "I'm grateful to have a car and to have the opportunity to listen to this music." This conscious act interrupts the neurological pattern of negativity and, over time, calibrates your mind to seek the positive, transforming an energy leak into a source of power. For thieves disorder and procrastination, which create stagnation, Their tool is the discipline of the warrior, encapsulated in the 2-minute rule. If an action, physical or digital, takes less than 2 minutes to complete, do it immediately. Wash the dish, reply to email, put away the book, close the browser tabs. Each small pending task is an open loop in your mind that consumes a tiny amount of energy. On its own, it's insignificant, but hundreds of them create a mental background noise that leaves you perpetually exhausted. By closing these loops instantly, you prevent the accumulation of mental and physical clutter, freeing up that energy to focus on what really matters. With these tools, you stop being a victim of energetic circumstances, both external and internal. You're taking the first steps toward moving from reacting to creating. You're learning to reclaim your energetic sovereignty. We've talked about shields, vampires, and thieves. But now, at the end of our journey, you need to understand the deeper truth behind this practice. Protecting your energy isn't a defensive act born of fear of being drained. It's the most radical and empowering creative act there is. It's an act of sovereignty. Think of all the energy you've wasted up until now fueling pointless arguments, worrying about the future, dwelling on the past, complaining about your reality, or being absorbed by the negativity of others. Imagine this energy as a river of pure potential. Until now, this river was being diverted to irrigate infertile lands. By forging your shield, by becoming the conscious guardian of your inner space, you're not building a dam. You're redirecting the entire flow of this river to your own garden. This energy that you recover, your prana, your spend, your life force, is the raw material of creation. It is the same energy you can now use for your spiritual practice, to deepen your meditation, to fuel your creativity, to build your dreams, and to infuse your life with a joy and vitality you might have thought had been lost forever. You cease to be a kingdom vulnerable to invasion and become a sovereign empire whose treasure is used for its own flourishing. This is true power. It's not about fighting the world, it's about mastering yourself. And now, the journey moves from the screen to your life. Knowledge only becomes wisdom through action. Therefore, I have an invitation and a challenge for you. First, I want to know, have you ever heard of these energy thieves? Share in the comments if any of them surprised you and if you'll apply the techniques we teach today. Your sharing helps our entire community awaken. And to turn intention into commitment, I accept my 7-day challenge. Choose one, just one of the 5 energy thieves we discussed, and focus on eliminating it from your life over the next week. Declare your intention in the comments. Tell us which thief you have chosen and which shield you will begin forging. This act of public commitment is a powerful energetic contract with yourself. Thank you for joining us on Seidr. Remember, your energy is your most sacred currency. Spend it wisely.